In today's video, I want to take a look at this matchup here between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Jets for August 10th, 2018. If you guys are interested in getting all of our NFL picks throughout the preseason and going in to the rest of the campaign, you can access all of those over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. Also over at our main site, you can access our daily free play every single day, so I recommend you go check that out. So coming into this one, the road team, the Falcons, coming in as somewhat moderate dogs here, getting over a field goal in a preseason game. They're at plus 3.5 points, and one might be wondering, why are the Falcons getting this many points, especially when this one opened right at about a pick'em. So the Falcons have seen the spread go in terms of betting-wise, their favor, as they've added on an extra 3 or 4 points, depending on where you're getting this one at. But right now, the average is about 3.5 points. And the reason I think that this has gone this way particularly is because in the preseason, you like to take a look at quarterback depth as well as quarterback competitions. And New York certainly has a quarterback competition on their hands. So no matter which QB you're going to get out there on the field, you know they're going to be giving it their all, trying to earn that starting QB job. So that's why I see the home team coming into this one as 3.5 point favorites. But the question is this a justified spread to give right now, especially after seeing where this one opened up as? So in terms of where these two teams are, you have the Falcons last year during the regular season going on to win 10 games. Their win total for 2018 has been set by 9 at Vegas. So Vegas sees maybe the Falcons taking a slight step back this year, but pretty much right around in line to what they did last year. And then the Jets, of course, having a tough time last year. They went 5-11 overall, and in terms of their win total, they're set at 1 step higher than that at 6 total wins. So also Vegas seeing maybe New York taking 1 step in a positive direction this season compared to where they were back in 2017. So not a huge difference on either side of this case. So then looking at their quarterback depth on the Atlanta Falcons side, you're getting a great guy with Matt Ryan out there, certainly likely to get some reps in some series. And then also behind him, you have Matt Schaub, Ben Kirk, and Garrett Grayson. So not necessarily the most exciting backup options there. Atlanta going into the regular season knows that if they're going to hit their ultimate potential, they're going to have to do it with Matt Ryan, and having strong backup options isn't necessarily the most important thing for them, as Matt Ryan's also been very consistent in terms of his health throughout his career. And then on the Jets side, you have, with their QB depth, Josh McCown, the veteran, and then you also have Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold. So some interesting options there in a QB competition that should be something to keep an eye on throughout preseason play. But also, I like to take a look at what teams typically do back during the preseason in prior years. So you have the Jets, who were a bit up and down. They went 2-2 back in 2017. Some lower scoring games is where they succeeded. So offensively, generally having a tougher time back in the 2017 preseason. They scored 16 points, and then they had a 31-point performance, which they actually went on to lose to the Giants by 1 point. But then they scored just 6 points in a 10-point loss, and then they scored just 7 points in what was a 4-point win for them. So closing things out with pretty weak offensive performances. That doesn't necessarily indicate that will transfer exactly over into 2018, but by and large, they scored on the lower side of things in their 2017 performances. And we compare that over to the Atlanta Falcons, who back during the 2017 preseason, they did not show all that well. They went on to lose their 4 preseason games, and that had a lot of people maybe questioning where this team was at going into the regular campaign in 2017. And I think part of the reason why maybe they had a bit of a hangover is the fact that this was the Atlanta team the year prior who went to the Super Bowl and absolutely blew things against the New England Patriots. And they might have still had a hangover from that going into the preseason and not necessarily showing their highest level of play. That shouldn't be as much of an issue here coming into 2018. So at the end of the day, with this spread going as much in Atlanta's favor as we've been seeing it, now they get over a field goal at about 3.5 points, and with some sportsbooks, you can even get 4 points, which is pretty generous. I feel like the Atlanta Falcons coming into this one are going to be the better value play because of that situation. And just, I feel like there's a lot of hype on the Jets side because of that quarterback competition and specifically seeing what Darnold is able to do, but he's still a very young guy needing to learn the ropes, and that doesn't necessarily translate right away in week 1 of the preseason. So with all that being the case, siding with the Atlanta Falcons here, getting those 3.5 points, Thanks, guys, for stopping on in for today's video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, you can get all of our NFL plays over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description.